Something sacred is looking for you, and it's no coincidence that you're here. Have you ever felt chills for no reason? Flashing lights? Invisible presences near you in the early morning? This message contains a hidden code, a spiritual key that connects your destiny to the protective force of the White Holy Death. Dolores Cannon called it activation of memories of the soul. And if you feel that someone has touched your energy with malice, be prepared. 3 enemies will fall. The portal has already opened. Have you felt watched, Taurus, as if a silent presence walks beside you at night? Have you awakened with a name in your mind that you haven't thought about in years? Something is shifting in your life. Something spiritual, something ancestral. Not everything you carry belongs to you. Some of the battles you're fighting today were summoned long before you were born. This is not superstition. Before we go deeper, Taurus, if you're already feeling that this message touches something ancient within you, take a sacred moment right now. Subscribe to this space of divine insight and leave a comment below sharing how this energy resonates with you. Your words create vibration, and vibration attracts alignment. This isn't just content, it's spiritual connection. Let the universe know you're listening. This is spiritual lineage, karmic justice, and La Santa Muerte Blanca has placed her eyes on your path, and she has not come to take, she has come to restore. There are 3 energies that have been weaving silent chaos around your life. 3 faces, not always visible, not always hostile on the surface, but beneath their words, a shadow pulses. Envy masked as kindness. Gossip disguised as concern. Control hiding behind affection. And you, heart stubborn, loyal, earthbound, you've tolerated too much because your nature is to endure. But endurance is not meant to be submission. Patience is not meant to be spiritual bondage. And now the thread has snapped. Your soul called out in silence, and the White Death answered. You've likely felt it, the chills out of nowhere, the need to clean, to move objects, to light a candle without knowing why. You're not losing your mind. You're reclaiming your spiritual authority. Someone close has been whispering your name in places of resentment, not with open hatred, that would be too obvious, but with the quiet venom of someone who cannot bear your peace, your growth, your light. They smile, but they curse you with their thoughts. And La Santa Muerte, she saw it. Taurus, this is your divine moment of realignment. There is no need to confront anyone. Justice has already begun to unfold in the unseen realms. The first enemy, the one who uses affection to manipulate, will be exposed. The second, who envies what you've built, will collapse under the weight of their own bitterness. And the third, the hidden one, the spiritual saboteur, will be stopped by forces they cannot comprehend. This is not vengeance, this is sacred recalibration, because your soul has work to do in this lifetime, and distractions must fall, false alliances must crumble, energetic parasites must be cast out, not in rage, but in sacred authority. La Santa Muerte Blanca doesn't operate in fear. She moves through silence, through midnight whispers, through the hands of the humble. And now she is wrapping you in her pale veil, not to bury, but to rebirth. Taurus, prepare your home. Place white flowers where light enters. Burn rosemary. Leave a glass of water by your bed. Write down the names that come to you in dreams. They are not random. You are being shown the threads that need cutting, but above all declare, my spirit belongs to no one but me. This is your sacred reclamation. I walk protected by sacred justice. My soul is no longer available for betrayal. The light has reclaimed me. Let this affirmation be a spiritual armor, one that echoes into the hidden spaces where truth must rise and deception must dissolve. And if this message stirred something deep within you, leave your hype on this video. Every hype fuels this sacred energy, helps this channel expand, and spreads this protection to those still walking in the dark. You were never meant to walk this life shackled to unspoken debts of loyalty. Yes, Taurus, your love is deep, your word is sacred, your roots run strong. But tell me, At what cost have you protected those who silently wished for your downfall? There is a sacred rage rising in you, not the kind that destroys, but the kind that awakens, that cuts the invisible chains with grace and finality. Because now your soul no longer tolerates the weight of others' shadows, disguised as obligation. La Santa Muerte is not an angel of punishment. She is the guardian of endings, and endings are sacred. They free, they clean, they prepare the soil for new life. And so, you will notice something peculiar. People falling away, conversations dissolving without closure, spaces in your life becoming silent, even cold. Do not fear this silence. Do not mourn what slips away without explanation, because these are the signs that the hidden cords are being severed, that the hands which once reached for you with disguised affection are no longer permitted to touch your energy. Taurus, listen, the justice you seek does not always come through courts or confrontations. It comes through dreams that warn. It comes through delays that protect. It comes through sudden truths revealed when you least expect. And now your dreams will become sharper. Pay attention to them. Keep a notebook by your bed. La Santa Muerte often speaks in symbols: a broken chain, a weeping candle, a mirror turned away. Each vision a message, each feeling a nudge from the divine. You are walking a path of spiritual immunity, but it is not granted freely. It is earned through awakening, through devotion, through reclaiming your power without the need to destroy. The presence of death is not here to scare you. It's here to remind you that everything false must end, and what is true can never be taken. Now I must ask you, are you willing to release the illusion of control so that divine justice may do its sacred work? Are you willing to let go of those you once protected, not out of hatred, but because your spirit no longer needs to bleed for their comfort? You are not here to save others from their karma. You are here to live yours, cleanly, freely, fiercely. And that, dear Taurus, is why La Santa Muerte has chosen to walk beside you now. Because you're ready to stop being a protector of what wounds you, to stop being the silent witness of your own spiritual assassination. This month, 3 shadows fall, not because you forced it, but because you finally stepped aside. The light cannot do its work while you stand in its way, trying to fix what must collapse. Let them fall, let them reveal their truth, and let yourself rise. Now that the false has been stripped away, a holy quietude begins to settle in your life. It may feel unfamiliar, this stillness, but do not mistake it for emptiness. What you're entering now is sacred ground. A spiritual blank page, a space where the divine begins to write a new story through you. Taurus, you were never meant to live a life of survival. Yours is a soul carved for stability, for beauty, for sacred construction, not just in the material world, but in the architecture of the spirit. And now, after the storm of endings, comes the calling to rebuild. But not like before. This time, your foundation will be rooted in full awareness. You see, La Santa Muerte does not just take what is corrupt, she clears the way for the sacred to return, and what has begun returning is you. You may notice the subtle signs first: a renewed hunger for silence, a desire to simplify, to disconnect from those who drain and reconnect with what nourishes. This is the rebirth, not loud, not dramatic, but deeply, unmistakably powerful. You are entering a phase where your intuition sharpens like a blade. Your body begins to speak louder than your mind, and what no longer belongs in your life will become unbearable to hold. You've made it this far, and that already says something powerful. Your soul recognizes the truth in these words. So if this message is igniting something within you, don't just watch in silence. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss another revelation, and share in the comments what this awakening has triggered in your heart. Your engagement is part of your activation. This is not entertainment, it's remembrance. Taurus, you will no longer tolerate half-truths, not from others, not from yourself. And here is where the alchemy begins. You'll feel the call to create, not for applause, but for healing. To speak, not to impress, but to liberate. To build, not for wealth, but for legacy. You'll start seeing beauty in places others overlook. You'll find yourself drawn to ancestral knowledge, to candles, bones, herbs, dreams. You'll feel a longing for sacred rituals, not out of superstition, but because your soul remembers. You are being initiated into a deeper knowing, a more ancient way of living. And no, not everyone around you will understand. Some will try to shame this path. Some will say you've changed. But let them, because what you're stepping into is not for the crowd, it's for the cosmos. You are walking now with the dead, not as a mourner, but as one who listens to what they whisper from beyond the veil. They are guiding you, strengthening you, opening your eyes to the truth of who you really are. And here's something you need to know, Taurus. The love that is coming, whether it be a person, a purpose, or a divine connection, will not ask you to dim your light. It will not come with betrayal hidden in its smile. It will feel like exhale, like rest, like home. But only now is it able to find you, because you have cleared the path. So I ask again, are you willing to walk forward without carrying what broke you? Are you ready to let what's meant for you arrive without you chasing? Because it's coming. But it will only enter a space that's been made holy. And that, dear Taurus, is the space you are now creating. When the dust of collapse settles, what remains is not your ruin. It is your truth. Taurus, now that the illusions have fallen, you are face to face with your essence. And it is radiant, it is ancient, it is sacred. Do you feel it? That pulsing in your chest when you speak your truth, that clarity rising when you trust your gut before your logic, that quiet knowing that you're being led by something larger than fate. These are not coincidences. These are your dormant gifts waking up. La Santa Muerte has cleared the way, not just to protect, but to initiate. Because you, Taurus, are more than a seeker. You are a vessel, a guardian of sacred frequencies, a keeper of ancestral codes. You were never just meant to get through life. You are here to activate beauty as a spiritual force, to rebuild not just homes or careers, but hearts, legacies, bloodlines. Your intuition, once soft, will become undeniable. You will sense truth in someone's presence before they speak. You will feel the shift in a room the moment a lie is told, and your hands will begin to heal what they touch, not just physically, but energetically. You'll speak, and others will listen differently. You'll create, and something holy will move through your art, your food, your rituals, your space. Taurus, you're becoming a sanctum, but this power cannot be used carelessly. It must be honored, protected, consecrated. So the next time someone asks you to explain yourself, to justify your peace, your solitude, your standards, you will simply smile, because those who are not meant to walk with you will find your energy overwhelming. And that is not rejection, it is protection. You are entering a phase where your very presence shifts the frequency of a room. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer tolerate, you transmute. And here's something sacred, Taurus. The ancestors are watching. Not in judgment, but in awe. Because you are breaking cycles they could not. You are healing wounds they carried in silence. You are building altars with your choices. They walk beside you now, in dreams, in symbols, in that deep sense of, I am not alone. La Santa Muerte has aligned you with a deeper current, one that doesn't beg for love. It embodies it, one that doesn't fear endings. It blesses them. And now, a doorway opens, not a literal one, but an energetic one. An invitation to fully embody the new you. Will you step through? You've survived what was meant to bury you, and now, Taurus, you are reborn. Not as a softer version of yourself, but as a sacred force. Rooted, radiant, unshakable. The veil has been lifted. You've seen who truly stood by you. You've felt who drained you while pretending to love you. You've learned who must stay and who must never touch your energy again. La Santa Muerte, in her silent grace, has carved a new space in your life. Not with violence, but with sacred removal. She didn't punish, she purified. Now, everything that arrives carries a different vibration. It will match your frequency, not your fears. It will echo your truth, not your wound. Taurus, the path ahead is not void of challenge, but now you walk with allies you cannot see, with ancestors who rise when you do, and with a light so precise, so ancient, that it cuts through every illusion. What comes now? Peace, the kind that doesn't beg to be earned. Love, the kind that honors your spirit, not just your presence. Purpose, the kind that wakes you up with fire in your chest. And power, not to control, but to hold space for healing, creation, protection. You will be tested, because every soul who carries light becomes a mirror, and some will not like what they see in your reflection. Let them go. You owe no one your softness if it costs your soul. You owe no one your time if they cannot honor your truth. This is your rebirth, and your new life will cost you your old one. So cleanse, speak, anoint, protect. Let your rituals be firm. Let your boundaries be sacred. Let your silence teach more than your explanations ever did. And when the world tries to shake you again, remember this: you were chosen to walk with death, not to end, but to begin again. You have walked through fire, Taurus. You have buried betrayal. You have honored pain. Now you rise, crowned in clarity, guided by spirit, bathed in the white light of holy justice. The three enemies have fallen, but more importantly, you have stood back up. I was born of silence, rebuilt in light, and protected by the divine. No enemy may enter what the sacred now guards. Let this decree seal your transformation. Let it echo into every space where your name has been spoken in shadow. Let it affirm to the cosmos that your light is no longer available for betrayal. And if this message lit a fire within your soul, leave your hype on this video. Every hype strengthens this sacred energy, helps this channel grow, and carries this light to others still trapped in spiritual darkness. If this message stirred your soul, if it felt like a prophecy you were always meant to hear, subscribe now and comment your decree below. This space was created for those who walk between worlds, who feel too much, know too deeply, and are finally ready to rise. Together, we form a sacred circle, and your voice, your presence, completes the ritual.